Assalamu alaikum and good evening, everyone. This is me, Faria Jahan Prapti. So, today's video isn't a class, this is just me sharing my experience with my IELTS exam and all. I know I have waited a long time to make this video when I should have made it as soon as I got my results, but I have my reasons, okay? I do, I really do. So, to begin with, everything went wrong in my exam. Every little fears that I had about this exam came true, which is a bit tragic if you say, because I really prayed so hard for me to be able to ignore or avoid these sorts of problems. And I wouldn't even wish these problems upon my worst enemies. Because really, it's tragic. So let me begin with a little bit of background story before some people say that you're just complaining for no reason, you're being ungrateful, and blah blah blah. So, first of all, I am really grateful to have achieved a band 9 in my listening test and 8 in both my speaking and my reading test and a 7 in my writing test. I'll explain why I'm grateful for each one. Okay, so let's begin with all the trouble that started from the day one of my exam, which was like 3 to 4 hours long, I believe. Yeah, it was around that. So that day I went to my exam hall, and there, guess what happened? So I had always been afraid of the fact that the person behind me or someone in the exam hall might be sick. They might have a cold and they will keep on sneezing or coughing throughout the exam. And exactly that happened. The guy beside, behind me, yeah, he was sick and he kept on coughing during the whole reading exam and listening exam. I was so frustrated. I even looked at him dead in the eye a few times. I was that annoyed. I mean, I know that it is not his fault, but it is not my fault either that I was in the same exam hall as him. So why do I have to pay for his help? Okay, you guys get it right. Get my frustration because I prepared so long for this. And this is one of the rare instances where I actually work hard instead of procrastinating the stuff. I have this habit of always procrastinating this and leaving everything to the last moment. But my IELTS exam, I was absolutely serious about it and I worked hard from the beginning till the end. I never skipped a single class in my whole, course. I attended every single one. I did all of my homeworks and more. I did so many practice tests, like I have this many books, like this many, and there's like hundreds of tests there. And I never once even complained about it to my parents. I was like, it's okay, I can do it. I am doing this for my own good, right? So yeah, so I was super frustrated, and the main reason I think I didn't do as good in my reading exam, getting an 8, was probably because of this guy, because he was really, really annoying me. And during my reading exam, I know myself, and I know that if I can't focus properly, I am never going to be able to do it right. I would make a few mistakes. It could be silly spelling mistakes, or it could also be something else. I don't know. But yeah, then okay, let's say that is done. For my writing exam, obviously it was a lot more easier for me, but still, in my coaching, they taught us around 6 to 6.5. That's the band range answers they taught us. And I myself researched a bit into it and I improved it by like zero point 0.5 band, which I think is more than enough because obviously if my teachers didn't know how to train me according to the results I want, it's all right. And it's just my first attempt, right? It's not that bad. I get it. It's the hardest module. It's not exactly the hardest module. It's the hardest to convince your teachers to give you the marks for. So that's that. And therefore, I am really grateful for these three. And the one that I was really, really, really upset about was my speaking test. As you guys probably can already guess, speaking is my strongest point. It's something that I've been able to do the best. Okay? I refuse to believe that anything could go wrong with it, but it did. Okay? So I will start with another little story. So I remember there was this once that I was in my coaching and we guys were doing this one test. Okay. So I already gave all of my speaking tests and I had to buy this instant speaking test card and I took it. So the people in the reception room, they decided that it would be the best to give me a teacher who was on his break, and he was hurrying a lot and really rushing me. So my exam didn't go that well, but I still got an 8. Then he later apologized, saying that he didn't really mean to hurry me or rush me. It wasn't intentional. He was just a bit frustrated to be, disturbed while he was on break. And I get it, okay? It's understandable. It's just an instant speaking exam. It's not a big deal. It's not my main exam. I didn't dwell on it at all. I was like, it's fine. It's nothing to worry about. It happens. Stuff happen, right? So yeah, that's the little story that I wanted to share. So on the day of my main speaking exam, guess what happens? The teacher that was supposed to take my exam, she was probably from England. Like, her accent kind of gave it away. She had ginger hair and green eyes. She was wearing black glasses. Anyway, so she, first of all, she took a look at me and she kind of sighed. Like, she seemed really annoyed that I am taking this exam. I do not know why. Like, why are you being so annoyed when I literally paid for you to take my exam? Okay, I get it, job can get a little bit tiring, but it doesn't give you the right to look at me with such annoyance when this exam is something that I've been working so hard for. So let's get to the details of during the exam. So during the exam, she finished the exam, which was supposed to be at least 15 to 20 minutes, in like 5 to 6 minutes. So it was super fast. Every question, after asking every question, she didn't even give me enough time to answer. She will be like, next question, next question, next question. It was really nerve wracking. And I do not work the best when I'm being rushed. So the answer I gave, I felt like I deserved at least an 8 because that is my lowest. So yeah, and even during the part 3 questions, as far as I know, we were supposed to speak for like 40 to 80 seconds. That's the standard time. However, at the end of like 30 seconds each, she will say, next question, next question. She didn't even let me use the advanced vocabularies that I had in my mind because she was just in a hurry to get this over with. So yeah, but still, I was a bit hopeful. I was like, maybe she was just in a bad mood, but she will still probably give me the marks I deserve. But guess what? She didn't. She gave me a 7.5. My parents and my teachers, everyone was way more shocked than me because they knew about my capabilities and how well I speak. It's my strongest suit. So, what do you mean I only got a 7.5? That is absolutely unbelievable, and it doesn't seem right. Like, something seems sketchy here. So my dad and also like Jamil sir, they both pressured me into challenging the British Council, and we did that like a week ago maybe. Yeah. So we challenged them on all of the modules except for the listening because I already got a 9 there and they wouldn't let me challenge that one, obviously. So I did, and guess what happened? I got an 8 in my speaking test. So it was indeed her just being annoyed at me for no reason. And really, I really can't stand the fact that she would do that to a student just because she didn't wanna, take the test or whatever. Like, I get it, you might be tired, it might be the end of the day, but still, it was real unfair. And the fact that I had to challenge the British Council in order to get my rightfully deserved band also pisses me off a lot. But now, like, even after I, got an 8, it still didn't increase in any other module. So the overall band is still 8. And at least right now I'm not embarrassed by my score. One of the main reasons that I didn't really make the video before this one was because I was a bit embarrassed by the fact that I only got a 7.5 back then. But now I'm really not that embarrassed because, like, my ranges are basically from 8 to 8.5. I never really got a 9 even in my practice tests. So it's understandable that I got an 8. It was on the lower side of what I wanted, but it's still alright. It's not embarrassing anymore. That's the main point. And before anybody says that you're just bragging about stuff by showing off your score, hey, I worked hard for it, okay? So let me talk about it for like just one video. I'm just doing it for that. And also, thank you so much for listening to me rant. I just really needed to share whatever happened during this test with everyone else so that they have an overall idea about what could go wrong even in their tests, and whatever little thing you are praying for it not to happen with you, it might. It did with me. I prayed that I would not get a type of teacher who doesn't want to take my exam and is just genuinely a bit unfriendly with others. I did get it. I prayed that I would not get somebody around me that is sick or just coughing constantly. I did get someone like that. So you don't know what could happen. So be prepared for whatever is gonna happen. Like, keep a video or audio playing in the background where someone is coughing, and also practice to be really bubbly and, I don't know, optimistic during your test. And even if the examiner rushes you, do not rush. That's the biggest mistake ever. If you rush, it is gonna be your fault. However, if the teacher forcefully rushes you, it's gonna be her or his fault. So yeah, be aware of that. If I myself didn't rush a little bit, then maybe I could have gotten an 8.5, even though that might not have helped my overall score, but still, it would have been an excellent score. And yeah, that is about it for today. Thank you very much.